Pansya Aklan in Western Visayas in the Philippines. Let me just get situated here before I get started. Make sure I can see myself online at least. Because sometimes YouTube is kind of funny. Let me just make sure here. All right, looks like, let me see here. I'm having my morning cup of coffee here. My coffee with Gino cup, right there. My Copico Blanca. Copico Blanca is my choice of 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. Coffee, cream, and sugar, all in one powder form. You put it in your cup, add hot water, and you're good to go. Good to go. Let me make sure I'm good. I'm good there. I'm very hungry. Hi, buddy. Hey, buddy. How's it going? How's it going? Thank you. Thank you for joining. Hey, Mary. Long time no see, Mary. My friend, I think, in up in the high desert in California, right? By Edwards Air Force Base. Good morning. Hey, Michael C. Michael C. All right. My brother in Trece Martires in Cavite. Good. I am drinking the same. All right. In your cup, right? In your cup. My friend Michael C., my brother, he's got one of these cups. I gave him one of these cups when I met with him in Boracay Island. Right. In the desert. Yeah, I remember. I guess my memory's not that bad. Mary is like, I can still remember things. I can still remember things, which is a good thing, which is a good thing. All right. The weather, I always report the weather here. And this morning, just like blue skies, nothing but blue skies, sunny already. As you can see, the sun right here is really bright sun. I actually met with my my good brother, my good friend, Ruben. It was his first ride from Calibo all the way here to Camellia Aklan. We met at the 7-Eleven for coffee this morning. So this is actually my second cup. Normally I don't get 2 cups a day, but you know, we met at 7-Eleven. We were having coffee there. So I guess I have 2 cups today. I try to limit everything in moderation. I try to limit my coffee to like 1 cup, but I did have a French vanilla brewed coffee with Ruben this morning. We just sat there. Ruben and I, we like to catch up. Ruben's been here in Calibo now for about a year, over a year. Last January 2025, right after New Year, is when Ruben moved to Calibo. So out of all the guys that's been here, he's been the longest now staying in Calibo. Most of the guys that have moved here, eventually they moved to like different places in Aklan. Some moved to Iloilo, some to Cebu. You know, like I said before, when you come to Calibo, I'm here to welcome you to the Philippines. I'm here to help you. That's really just my goal. You know, you're not committed. You know, there's no commitment, right? For me, I just want people when they come here to the Philippines, at least have a soft landing. You know, come here to the Philippines. Somebody, a friendly face, somebody to guide you through the process, all the questions you have, you know, that's all I'm doing. You know, it's like, I know even like JP, I know JP's gonna move to Capiz, you know, that's mountain, he's gonna live in the mountains. I know that's gonna be his next move. And even Edgar, I think the beach house, I think is still at Edgar's plan in New Washington, Aklan. So I just think that Calibo is a good soft landing when you come here to the Philippines. Not only it's like it's not a big city, it's not a remote province. It's kind of like in between, good size where there's malls, there's grocery, visa processing. Visa is easy, tourist visa. Never a long line for the tourist visa. I can help you get situated with your driver's license, with your bank account. Just until once you get all that, then you know everything else comes easy after that. Once you get settled in here. Good morning, brother Gino. Hey, Joe Cano. Good morning. good day today, man. It's like my day's already been busy. You know, it's like I woke up actually this morning. My sister from Houston called me. We always like catch up on everything. We get a call each other at least once a week, and we were just catching up this week. That's how I started my day, and then met with Ruben, and now here to the live stream. So busy morning for me already. For me anyway, that's pretty busy already. Lucita, my good friend in Maine. Hello, Lucita. All is well, all is well. Thank you, Lucita. Tim Arnett, good morning. Hope you have a good day. Man, it's going to be an amazing day, man. When the sun is like this, look at that sun, man. It's just like bright and sunny, blue skies. I really feel like summer is here now in the Philippines. I don't think we're done with all the rain, no typhoons of any kind. It's going to be like this in the Philippines the rest of March, whole of April, whole of May. This is like the best time for me anyway, because you know I'm a beach person. I like going to the beach. I like doing things in the water, the rivers here. Go to the rivers, go fishing. Just a great time in the Philippines this time of the year. We're done with all the rain. Done with all the rain. Hi, Lucita from Jokano. SpongeBob, yeah, that belongs to my wife, Dazzle. That was a gift from my friend in Hawaii. He brought that all the way from Hawaii for my, and we keep it clean because we wrapped it in plastic. So it's up there. It doesn't get dusty because that's how much Dazzle loves it. We wrapped it in plastic. It's in the plastic, so it never gets dirty. I mean, it gets dusty. You can wipe it from the plastic. Wilson will feel it. Hi, Joe Cano. Good morning. Hey, JP. There's JP, man. Good morning, Gino and the posse. Ruben was just here, JP. He first trip for Ruben. You know, he's getting comfortable on his Honda Click. He's got a Honda Click 125. He's gone to New Washington, Pook. Now he's riding his motorbike here to Numancia. So he's getting more comfortable riding his motorbike. We had coffee at 7-Eleven. Ruben and I had coffee at 7-Eleven. Hey, good AM, Fortune. My brother in Bacoor in Cavite. And the Panay Posse. Hey, I heard from Daniel. Daniel is having an amazing time in Tokyo. I got a text message from him. I replied back. He said, better than what he expected. He said he hasn't been to Tokyo in Japan for a while since his military days, but he said it's even better than what he thought. He's just having an amazing time in Tokyo. He's in Tokyo until March 15th, and then March 15th he goes to Cebu City, where he's gonna process his SRRV visa, and then once he's done processing that, he'll come over here to Calibo. So I'll finally get to meet. He might even, while he's processing, he said he might even fly to Calibo, so I can finally meet Daniel in person. Morning, JP. Hello, Fortune. Good morning, Joe K, Philippe, Lucita, and everyone from JP. Howdy, Fortune. I heard from Dan. All right, I did too, JP. I heard in Tokyo this morning. About an hour ago. He seems to be, yeah, he's having a great time. And for me, if I ever get an opportunity to go back to Tokyo, I lived in Japan for 4 years and just loved every minute of it. It's like one of the places where I really want to take Dazzle is Japan. I still have friends that live in Japan. I have friends when I was assigned to Aomori Prefecture by Misawa Air Base. I have a really good friend, Alan. He retired from the military, I would say about 10 years ago, but he stayed because he married a Japanese lady, has 2 kids, and he's been inviting me forever to come visit him because I was his sponsor actually when he went to Misawa Air Base in Japan. I was the one sponsoring him to the base. So he said it's time to sponsor me when I go to Japan. I'm pretty sure that will be the first trip I take with I've taken Dazzle to Singapore, but I really want to take Dazzle to Japan more than I want to take her to America. It's just a lot easier to take Dazzle to Japan, and it would be awesome for me too because I have not. I left Japan in November 2003, and I haven't been back in Japan. So I would love to go back to Japan. Let me get through the comments here because I just noticed there's a lot of comments that I do not want to get too behind. I'll try to catch up here. Good AM, Michael C, Joe, Lucita, JP. Good morning, Blues. Hey, I got a message from Blues this morning too, man. We had the blue skies in Leyte. Harvest started Tuesday. Very busy. I bet, man. And finally, good weather, right, Blues? That's awesome, man. Glad to hear that you're having good weather also in Leyte. I think pretty much the whole Philippines from now on will have. I mean, you'll still get thunderstorms, rain that will just come in 30 minutes an hour, then it's gone. I mean, you'll always have that here in the Philippines. That's a constant, but more sunshine now, more sunshine for sure. Already in Japan, Sakura season. Oh wow, the Sakura. I didn't realize it was Sakura season already. What is that? Blossom? Cherry blossom. Cherry blossom. Sakura, I remember, was cherry blossom because I had a American friend of mine. When his daughter was born in Japan, he named her Sakura. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, because why not, right? Why not? Jay, all right. Shekel fan, good morning, Shekel fan. All right. Emilio, hello, Emilio from Oceanside, California. Lucita, good morning, JP and Fortune. JR, I really live in the Philippines. All right, you live in the Philippines. All right, me too. Me too, man. I've been living here in Aklan province now 15 years officially. I arrived here March of 2011, so now it's March 2026. 15 years here in Aklan province. Good AM, Beluz, Emilio. It's weekend again. Yes, weekend. And I wasn't able to do a live stream yesterday. I got busy with Leanna at Leanna's school, so I'll do a live stream today. Then I'll do a live stream tomorrow also. I'll do back to back this since the weekend is. I have more time because I don't have to take Leanna to school. I have nothing to do on the weekends. My weekends are more empty than the weekdays. Good morning to you, my brother Gino, Dazzle, Liana. Mom's already busy doing laundry outside. Mom's always doing laundry, man. She got up early this morning and doing laundry outside. But thank you, Raymond. God bless, my brother. Thanks, Belus. Harvest season. Good morning, brother Gino, Michael M. from Northern California. Good morning. How did the visit with Eden's family go? All right, Captain Ron. Yeah, all right, Captain Ron. Yeah, I'm sure JP will update us here how that, JP, the soon-to-be mountain man. I know JP is ready to move to the mountains in Capiz Mountains. Mangahan Festival soon in Guimaras. All right, Fortune. I wonder how long. I got to check how long that Mangahan Festival, because I'm scheduled to do my MRI in Iloilo City like April. Every 6 months I have to do a monitoring MRI for my cancer just to make sure it's at bay, that the cancer is not back for me. So I have to go there in April. So if Mangahan Festival is going on in April, I'll go there. I'll take Dazzle to Guimaras. My apartment gets overwhelmed by the heat now. I am going to have to find some new ways to keep it cool. Eden and I are having coffee pandesal for breakfast. Now, that's awesome. That's awesome, JP. Pandesal and coffee for breakfast, man. Doesn't get any better than that. For me, anyway, man. Fortune, good AM, Michael, Captain Ron, Belus, harvest, yes sir, rice and coconut, fun, fun, fun. Busy time, but busy time, I'm sure. Harvest season, man. And with this heat, man, it's like that's I know how hard work that is, Belus, because I was watching Levi. Levi had a video I was watching it earlier, and he's putting that the rice, not the milled rice yet, in sacks, putting it in the tricycle, carrying 2 bags at a time, and I was like, man. And I know how hot it is here in the Philippines now, man. I know it's almost like in the 90-degree temperature during the day. Man, that's hard work, man. Levi is a hard-working man. It's like he's got his channel, maybe he'll come on here, but man, I know he's a hard worker. Watching him, like Karen, man, I was tired watching Levi, man. Hello, sir, Malik. Posse member Long Astray stopping by. Scott, all right. Hey, Scott, all right. Scott Smiley, man, all right. Good to see you, brother. JP. Hi, hello, Fortune Belus. Lowell, kumusta? Mabuti ako, kapatid. God bless, my brother. Morning, Fortune. JP, salute. You are up early. Actually, this is pretty late for me already. Because I'm usually up by 4:30 a.m., 5 a.m. for sure. It's already set. I've actually been so busy this morning already. It's not even 8 a.m. I feel like that old commercial in the army. We do more by 8 a.m. than most people do all day, because my sister called me. I had a long conversation with my sister in Houston, Texas. That's a weekly call. We always catch up on everything. And then Ruben, I met Ruben at 7-Eleven, right outside Camellia here. He rode his motorbike from Calibo. We just sat there, catch up also. It's like a lot of stuff going on in Ruben's life. Sometimes, I have a hard time keeping track of everybody just because there's so many people now, it's like that contact me, and new people still wanting to come here, new people that I'm helping. Just this past week, I think I added 3 more people. One guy, Chris, he's in Virginia Beach. He's going to be retiring in Iloilo City, Filipina, wife. He's retiring next year. But that's just how it is. Most people, they start contacting me when they're about a year away. That's usually where the big countdown is. And then Olson, you guys know Olson, Aliyah, and Isaiah in Columbia, South Carolina. They're like down to 4 months. I can't even believe that. I remember when Olson was saying 1 year. Now they're down to 4 months. So it's getting harder and harder for me to keep track of everybody, but I'm doing my best. It's like I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it. It's like I like helping people make their dream come true here in the Philippines. All right, I think I'm getting to the bottom. Is 3-person allowed in 2-wheel going to Calibo, sir? Here in the province, it's like Shekel fan. I'm sure you've seen it. It's probably not allowed in the rules. I'm sure, LTO, I'm sure they got some kind of rule. But here in the province, you see 4 people on a motorbike, a single motorbike. You see kids on the handlebar, or you see kids in the front of the bike, behind the guy, mom, and another kid. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's like maybe they're stricter in Calibo. I do notice that I see less of that in Calibo. It's usually 2 riders in Calibo with helmets too. It's like, but once you cross the bridge here in Numancia, man, we're like the wild, wild west here in Numancia. I mean, you should see, I filmed it. I think the next video you will see the drop-off for Liana's school, the drop-off at Liana's school every morning at 7 to 8. That's what, 7:30. It's like drop-off. Man, there's like motorbikes with like three kids in the, one driver and three kids dropping them off. Nobody wearing helmet. That's just the way it is here. It's like Lowell, Fortune, JP, God bless you both. All right, good PM. JR, JP, hello Lowell. I had to cut my visit short because I had a cold and it turned into something. Yeah, I know, right? A lot of people are getting sick. A lot of people sick. Hope you feel better. Hope you clear that. Even Ruben, he just finished like antibiotics for like 2 weeks. Something, yeah, it was more like a flu. Like for me, it's like I never recovered my hearing. I'm still like, my hearing is still all clogged up, but it's all good. At least I'm feeling good now. Yeah, no need to take the flu to her family, definitely. Not too strict in the province for a motorcycle. JP, get your aircon clean and checked around. Oh yeah, that's right. That could be it, JP. Good comment there, Captain Ron. The AC here, especially yours, JP. Yours is the split type. He's got the split type AC. You gotta get that cleaned, get that serviced. That should help. That should help in improving your air condition. Are you Russian? No, I'm Filipino. I'm Filipino-American and dual citizen. I'm a citizen of the Philippines and also citizen of America. I've been to Bohol for a million years ago. Wow, that's a long time, brother. Well, Bohol is really nice. I enjoy going to Bohol also. Captain Ron, I will look at the aircon and air gap around the doors. Yeah, I think Captain Ron is correct, JP. It's probably been a while since they cleaned your AC. And you'll see when they clean it, there's like dust accumulates on the filters and everything. They take it apart, man. They take the whole thing apart, bring it down, hose it down, clean it, and it'll be acting like brand new once they clean it. Scott, all right. My older brother should be there retiring by June. Just out. Oh, nice. Very nice. And Subic area is nice. I know all about Subic area. Olongapo City, Barrio Barreto, big expat community. They even have like a retired activities office in Subic for military veterans. Very active group. Hey, there's Daniel. Howdy to the Panay posse. All right. From your lost Panay bro in Tokyo. Hey, man, you're not lost, man. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, Daniel. You're having a great time in Tokyo, and we're so happy for you, man. So happy for you, Daniel. Man, that is what life is all about. It's like living your best life. You're living your best life, brother. And hey, Daniel, do you know how to... Yes, I knew. Marunong ako magsalita ng Tagalog, kapatid. Also, if you get a digital infrared thermometer, it will tell you where the heat is coming from. Oh, nice. Man, that's high tech. That's high tech there, Captain Ron. I've got most of my windows covered with bubble foil sheets to block the heat. Oh, yeah. And you know all about it because you have an RV. That's the way it is, right? With the RV. Keeping it cool and keeping it warm, Both. A must in Tokyo is eat. Oh yeah, man. The egg, the egg sandwich in because the bread, the bread and the egg sandwich in the 7-Eleven in Tokyo, it's out of this world. It's like the best egg sandwich. It's so fluffy and melt in your mouth. I remember. I love that egg sandwich. They're awesome good, yeah. I like that. And there's my favorite, like at the Lawson, I think, Circle K. I like gyudon, the beef gyudon. It's like really thin slices of beef, lots of onion, and that ginger and rice on the bottom. It's called beef gyodon, and they just throw it in the microwave, give it to you warm. Man, it's just like I've had that many times when leaving work before I go to work. That was like my go-to meal at 7-Eleven. Why do you have a third eye? I don't have a third eye. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Fortune, May 15 to 24. Good AM. Ohio gozaimasu. Ohio gozaimasu. Daniel. Hey, Bizwax, my good friend in Davao. Hello, Bizwax. Ralph, sorry. Hello, JP, beautiful Ford. This is now. Newton, are you in the, yes, I'm in the Philippines. What's the plan for this weekend? Never a plan, man. I don't plan ahead, Emilio. It's like every day when I wake up is whatever comes to the day. When Dazzle wakes up, whatever we come up with. And that's the beauty of retirement. Now, when you're retired, there's no plan. Each day, you just take it as it goes, man. Summer is almost here, but my AC is defective. Time to get that fixed, man. You don't want a defective AC during the summer, man. That's the worst time to have a defective AC. Try to get it clean, get it checked. It's like, I'm sure it probably just needs cleaning. I think I'm gonna take my first trip to the Philippines next year, God willing. Hey, good luck, my friend. It's like I want to be like Belus, plant rice, then give to the community. Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want here in the Philippines, Emilio. It's like if you want to do that, buy a farm, hire a bunch of people, plant rice, harvest rice, give it back to the people, man. That you would be a blessing, like Belus is. He's a blessing to his community. Or donate anything in the school. Yeah, so many opportunities here in the Philippines to help out. Even the schools, if you're looking to do positive things in your life, if you want to help other people, I mean, the Philippine people, man, especially here in the province, they can use the help. It's a hard life here. Farmers, they're just like the hardest working people. And unfortunately, farming, it's one of those things where it's so hard, difficult for the locals, and yet they don't make a lot of money doing it. My body is on USA East Coast time. Fall asleep in the afternoon. I keep waking up in the middle. Yeah, it's gonna be like that for a while. It's gonna be like that for a while, Daniel. It's like the time difference. Everybody has to go through that. It's like some longer than others. Some longer than others are able to adjust to the time here. Planting, growing rice looks more fun to watch for me. Yeah, it's fun to watch, but man, planting, I mean, just imagine planting rice bent back all day in the hot sun, and then harvesting in the hot sun. Man, that is not easy work. It's back-breaking work. And like I said, a lot of times those farmers, they do so much and they don't really earn a lot of money. It's usually the people that mill the rice, that package the rice, and sell the rice that make money. The people that plant and harvest it and bring it to the mill, they're the ones, they're doing all the work, but they're making less than anybody else. It's from what I've seen. Even Karen has Jen and Nanay as back riders in Balete. Oh yeah, it's so common here. Like I said, maybe in Kalibo, because there's a lot more, it's called KAP, Kalibo Auxiliary Police. They're not police, but like they wear t-shirts. They're kind of like augment the police in Kalibo. There's so many of them in Kalibo. And a lot of times they're the ones that will stop you and give you a ticket, you know. That's why, but the minute you leave Kalibo, like when you cross the bridge, we do have the same in Numancia, but not as many. Kalibo has just got a lot of those auxiliary police. In Numancia, we just don't have them. They're more lenient. Kalibo's just stricter because, you know, it's the capital town in Aklan. But Numancia, Balete, where James and Karen are, Banga, we're more lenient. You know, it's like you can get away with a lot more. It's still the wild, wild west. You know, it's like you can ride Carabao still here and things like that. And it's not a, you know, you can ride your Carabao on the road even. You'll see a Carabao guy riding his Carabao on the road with vehicles here. It's not unusual still to see because it's still a farming community. A lot of rice fields here. Good AA, my good friend, my brother Lawrence in Makati. Good AM. Going to Greenbelt Makati today. Wish you all right, thank you. Thank you for stopping by, Lawrence. Appreciate you, my brother. My name is Christopher. My name is Christopher. Peanut butter. Hey, PBT. Peanut Butter Travels is here. Good AM, PBT. Oh, I'm going to hit the weather real quick. Not much to report in the weather. Here in Numancia right now, it says here it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit, but I think it's a little warmer. It's a little warmer because the sun is coming up here, so it's a little warmer than, but it says here, feels like 72 degrees Fahrenheit, but it feels warmer. I even have the fan here. And then as far as like the Pag-asa, it just says here from Batanes, mainland Cagayan, Ilocos, Metro Manila, the rest of the country, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rain. So some places will see rain, but for the most part, it's the start of summer season here in the Philippines already. Fortune, Gino, I sent James a vid of very nice waterfalls in Libertad Antique. All right. You know James, man. James is all about the waterfalls. He went to waterfalls in Hamindan in Capiz yesterday. Live stream. I was on his live stream. It's just awesome. Karen was floating with like that tiny inner tube. You can tell they're having a great time. So happy for them. Lots of waterfalls like that here, hidden, undiscovered, man. There's so many here in Panay Island. You will have a hard time going to all the hidden waterfalls here in Panay Island. But James, I'm sure he's going to try to hit all of them. Man, James is such an adventurer, man. He loves, and I can't blame him. You know, it's like, I remember when I used to ride my mountain bike when I first got here to Panay Island in 2011. I was the same way. In Aklan, in Antique, I would just ride my mountain bike with a group of friends, and we would just go to different places, find the most remote rivers, remote waterfalls, and after riding your mountain bike, rest on the river or rest on the waterfalls. It's just amazing. Carlo, what's up, Gino? Just got back from Boracay yesterday. I was hoping to cross paths with you at Station 3, have a coffee. Not much luck, maybe next time. Oh yeah, if you had messaged me, you know, it's like, I'm not always in Boracay, you know, it's like, we do go there, but if you had messaged me, maybe we could have worked, if we were there, we would have been happy to meet up with you. But you know, people, you know, when you go to Boracay, most people, it's vacation for them. They're pretty busy. I'm sure you were busy in Boracay too when you went there. Christian, positive. Cooler weather there. Cooler weather there. Oh yeah, definitely in Tokyo, I'm sure. I think this time of the year in Tokyo, like springtime in Tokyo. So it's not as hot as in the Philippines. I actually four eyes. Yeah, that's what they call people here with like glasses. They call people four eyes. I remember in elementary school, that's what they used to call me because I wear glasses when I was in elementary school. Derek, aloha from Hawaii. Hey, Derek, aloha, my brother. You look like SpongeBob. All right, hey, man. There's worse things I can look like, right? It's like an Indo. All right, Indo. There is a restaurant there where you catch your fish with a fishing pole inside the restaurant. Oh yeah, I think I've seen a video of that. I've seen a video of that. Don't forget Sunday, 2 a.m. day. Oh, thank you, Spring Forward. I'll figure it out when I wake up on Monday. I look at my time on my clock. Eventually I'll figure out all the time. That what's that daylight saving time or that fortune. Good AM, Derek. With the carriage too. Check. Is there LTO in Numancia Bridge by Saturday, sir? The LTO I noticed, Shekel fan, between the Numancia and Calibo, there's a bridge. Usually they're like on the Calibo side, but it's random. It's not like they don't designate a certain time or day that they'll be right there checking people. Because it makes sense, right? Why would you announce the day that you're gonna do checkpoint? But the last time I saw it a couple of days ago, I actually passed it and I saw they were having a checkpoint. Man, they busted I saw at least 20 motorbikes that were being put on the trucks. Because here, if they stop you, the LTO stop you at the checkpoint and you don't have a driver's license, you don't have insurance, your motorbike is expiration, they will take your motorbike. And they even have a truck, a long truck that the LTO has, and you can see like bikes being put on there and people are getting written a ticket, but they do not announce what day and time the checkpoints are here. Not that I know of. Usually I find out about the checkpoints in Calibo or even here in Numancia. People report it on Facebook. They'll go, you'll see, like if there's a checkpoint, if you look like 25 yards away, there's usually a line of people that's stopped and not gonna cross the checkpoint. Because the checkpoint, the police and LTO, Land Transportation Office, if you stop before the checkpoint, they can't go to you and write you a ticket. The only way they can bust you if you cross them, they can stop you. They're not gonna go, if you stop 25 yards away, walk to you and write you a ticket. Because most people will turn around. Most people, like, they see the checkpoint, oop, I'm turning around. I don't have a license, or I don't have my registration, it's like, but they still bust people because I think a lot of time they catch people off guard, or some people, they just think, oh, my registration is good, my driver's license is good, my insurance is good. And then when they check the documents, it's expired. So they make that mistake. I always carry a copy of everything in our car and on Bumblebee. We're always current, even my driver's license. My driver's license doesn't expire. Like when I renewed it 2 years ago, let me just check it. It's good for 10 years. It's like, let me see here. Expiration date, 2034. My birthday in 2034. So 8 more years. I got 8 more years on my Philippine driver's license. And I have all the codes. I have the code A for motorcycle. I have a code A1 for tricycle, and B1, B2 for vehicles, like whatever vehicle I drive. So don't just assume that if you have a driver's license in the Philippines that it's good for a motorcycle or that it's good for a tricycle. It doesn't work like that here. You have to have the motorcycle endorsement, the tricycle endorsement in your driver's license, or you'll get busted. You'll get busted at the checkpoint. No government work on weekend. So likely none. Oh, right. Yeah. It's like, that makes sense. That makes sense, Fortune. Come to think of it, I never see the LTO. I haven't noticed them on the weekend. Have a great day, Fortune. Usually the motorbikes won't cross the checkpoint. We'll wait. Yeah, that's what happens, Fortune. A long line of motorbikes. Hey, Fred, no, my good friend in Iloilo. Good morning. So nice to see you. So nice to see you, Fred. Appreciate you, my friend. Robert, good for you. At least you have 8 years more. Same like our Philippine passport. Oh, okay. Yeah, the same. I renewed my U.S. passport here in the Philippines. I think 20, because I remember getting it before I left the U.S. To year 2010, and then 2020, so 2030 is when my U.S. passport expires. I just renew it by mail. My U.S. passport, I mail it to the embassy. I usually get it within 30 days, so it's not hard to renew your passport here. Eight years. All right, great. I'll have to check Dazzle's passport when it's gonna expire, because the last trip we took was Singapore. We might have to renew Dazzle's passport here, because we went to Singapore in 2018, so that's 8 years ago now. Wow. Oh, Totoy, our dog wants to go out, so hold on. Let me. Nandiyan si Kalel. I didn't even notice. You'll have to show Kalel, babe. I didn't even notice Dazzle came down with Kalel. I didn't even notice. So they're playing outside. They like playing outside. Kalel likes to play outside in the sun, especially. It's so bright, man. It's so bright and sunny here right now. All right. So now I did the weather. The dollar actually, I also give the exchange rate. It actually is over 59 all of a sudden. I mean, it's spiked up. I remember the beginning of March, 1 March, it was like 57 and a half. Now it's back up to like 59. 59 is so that's like it spiked up the exchange rate here in the Philippines back to like 59.02 now. But also this coming week we're going to be expecting a spike in gasoline prices. I think everybody, like this week I filled up the car, filled up Bumblebee, and when there's a spike like that, even during the pandemic, we just ride Bumblebee more because a lot cheaper. You know, it's like I spend like $4 to fill up Bumblebee, our tricycle. So we'll just use our tricycle more. If you LTO offense, you get 5 years. No LTO offense. Oh, okay. Thank you, Fortune. That's why mine is 10 years, because I've never gotten a ticket. I've never gotten an accident here. Hey, knock on wood. Knock on wood. I've been driving now 12 years. My first 3 years here in the Philippines, I did not drive a car or ride a motorbike. But 2014 is when I bought a car, and No accidents, no tickets. I'm super careful, super defensive driver here. But knock on wood, it's like sometimes here there's nothing you could do because people drive crazy here. What time now in the Philippines, Robert? It's 8:17 in the morning. Hello, my friend. How are you? We are doing good. Thank you. Same wolf, same wolf. 59.10. Yeah, I mean, it's like amazing, right? Because only one week and a half ago, it was like 57 and a half. So a big spike on the dollar exchange rate here. Gas prices changing the night from Sunday. Yeah, I'm expecting that. That's why I think this week everybody was like filling up their gas tanks this week because supposed to be a big spike on the Philippine gas prices here. I had to specify LTO offense because it was the PNP police that apprehends you. Their computer system are not. So it's, oh, okay. I did not know that, Fortune, that they're not even synchronized. The police and the LTO, they're not synchronized in their record. Speaking of that, Fortune, I sent a video to Fortune this week. Oh, there's Khalil. Here, let me show Khalil. Oh, yo. Here's Khalil. He is growing so fast, guys. Check him out. He's got to leave. He's running around outside. Khalil is just like growing so fast. He's like our baby. He's so sweet. Look at that. It's like licking daddy's face. Oh, you're so sweet, baby. Is he gonna go outside?
Hindi na, pasok na doon.
Oh, upstairs. Time to go up. Time to go up. He's done enough playtime. I sent a video to Fortune, and man, I couldn't believe it. It happened in Calibo by the Estancia in front of Estancia Elementary School this past week. In front of the elementary school, right? In front, you can see it's a big elementary school. A crosswalk, right? A crosswalk, pedestrian lane, and there's even guards like that's walk the kids, make sure the kids are safe, right? And this the street guard, the road guard, school guard, he was on the other side of the street, and he waved this kid to walk. And you know how kids are, it's like they're paying attention. They're standing on the pedestrian lane. And this 9-year-old kid, he's like, the minute he got the signal, she ran. And sure enough, like this van, like wing van, like cargo van, hit the kid. Kid like fell, rolled under the kid. Like the kid's like in ICU, critical condition. But that is just so unfortunate. It's like, think about that. It's a school zone. You're supposed to go not faster than 20 kilometers per hour in a school zone. And this guy had to be going at least 60 kph, at least in a school zone where there's kids crossing with a pedestrian lane, with road guards with like reflective vests. What's the hurry? It's like, it's so unfortunate. I just do not, and then the guy, is like 56 years old. He got arrested, but he got released because here in the Philippines, there's this thing called arreglo. Arreglo is like when you hit somebody, as long as you're willing to pay for the damages, the hospital bill or whatever, you don't go to jail. I'm like, this guy's not going to jail. The LTO might suspend, it's not even sure, might suspend his license, but he's not going to spend a day in jail. Reckless driving like that, and no telling if the kid's going to survive from the accident. Just horrible. But, I guess that's the way it is here. I'm like, that's like the craziest thing, man. Yes, lawless driving in Leyte. Have you had to defensive drive all the time? Yeah, I can't blame you. I can't blame you, Belize. I don't have a driver, so I have to drive. But I'm super defensive when I drive. Oh wow, you have a dog with you. What breed? It's a Imperial Shih Tzu. So it's not supposed to grow that big. Even now, Kal-El's like 4 months, and she's only 1.48 kilogram. Really tiny dog. But Dazzle's really happy, and I'm happy too because we lost our Chloe, our other Shih Tzu. Of 11 and a half years. We lost her the day before Thanksgiving, and we've been kind of like bummed out about it. So I'm glad that Dazzle has a new puppy now. Everyone, like and subscribe. I love dog and cat actually. Smash the like. All right, thank you. Wow, cute. Pomeranian. No, it's Imperial Shih Tzu. Are you Phil M? Yes, I'm Philippine American. I'm a Filipino citizen, and I'm also an American citizen. Arreglo is like the blood money. Yeah, it's unfortunate, right? Because I'm sure the kid's family doesn't have the money for the medical expenses, so they'll arreglo their with the police, basically in the police station. They agreed to pay for all the medical expenses because the kid's in ICU, man. This guy just like, it's brutal, man. It's so hard to watch actually because this guy just like hit the kid hard, ran over the kid even. I'm like, what the heck? How fast were you going in like a school zone, man? What is such an important rush? To me, that guy should be in jail at the minimum, man. But it is what it is here in the Philippines. Olson, hey Olson! Aliyah and my good buddy Isaiah from Columbia, South Carolina. Good morning, everyone. It's called Under the Table. Under the Table. Wow, tiny doggy, even the color brown. I love it. Yeah, we love Kal-El, man. Kal-El was awesome. So sad for the child and family. I have a close call nearly every time I drive. Hopefully the government does something to make the streets safer for all. Skating geezer, unfortunately, it's not gonna change. It's like nothing. I've been here 15 years. I try to be as positive as anything, but unfortunately here the driving, safety, all that, it's not gonna change. Not in my lifetime. I don't see it happening. It's just the way it is here. You just have to. Too many people on the road here without driver's license. Too many people here, no driver training of any kind. It's like I see kids riding motorbikes here in the province that are like 13, 14 years old. With no learner's permit or anything. They're on the road with motorbikes. No helmet, flip-flops. It's like, it is just what it is. It's the wild, wild west, unfortunately. I have a golden retriever. They grew so fast, LOL. Yeah, my neighbor's got a golden retriever. They're big, good-sized dogs, and good. Bye for now, sir. All right, thank you. Thank you for joining the live stream. Jeddah, wow. Stay safe in Saudi Arabia. All that stuff going on in the Middle East, man. Hey, Castaway, my Michael S., my brother from another in Duma, the Duke of Duma, according to Fortune. Hello, my brother. I love spell check. Look like no worries. Good AM, Olsen. Found me in Facebook. We are friends there. Oh, awesome, Fortune. I'm glad. Olsen's a good guy, man. Olsen's one of my brothers. Same thing with Fortune. We're all brothers for sure. Good AM, Mike, the Duke of Duma. Good morning, Master Fortune. All right, okay. The news, not much to report on the news. I'm sure everybody's keeping track of what's going on in the Middle East. I'm not gonna harp on that. It's like, it is what it is. We're in war. I do pray for the men and women of the armed forces of the United States. they're in harm's way. Unfortunately, there's been casualties already. My prayers go out to their family. I know how that feels, man. I was in the military for 20 years. Even if you're when you're in the Middle East, it doesn't matter if you're not a combat troop. Doesn't matter. You could be a cook. You could be a transport. You could be a hospital. It doesn't matter. You are in harm's way when you're in the Middle East. So I know everybody there. My prayers go out to them. Prayers go out to all the service member that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Gave their lives to our country. But it had to be done. It's like the military. We know what we signed for. Military is all volunteer. When we sign up for the military, we know that there's a chance that if we go to war, that your life is going to be in danger. That's part of just being in the military. Here in the Middle East, Saudi government will update us safety. Good to hear. Good to hear, Robert. Good to hear. Renato, hello from Brazil. All right, Brazil. Some drivers here don't know how to drive in a school zone. Yeah, unfortunately, man, it's happened. In Leanna's school, right here at Numancia Integrated School, when I pick her up, a lot of times Dazzle and I will actually act like as the road guard because the road guard's not there. And you can see it. It's a school, right, in front of the highway with pedestrian lane and nobody's slowing down. Nobody's slowing down. It's like you see kids crossing. The kids are actually running because they want to get they see clear and they'll run. That's like the common thing that the kids do here. So, Robert, what happened is nothing. We're all safe and sound. All right, good to hear. Good to hear. Hello, Fortune. All right. All right, I'm looking at here. All right, I really don't have, like I said, on even in the news here in the Philippines, we don't have a lot of news being reported because everything's about the Middle East. Everything's about gas prices here. The parties here, the political parties, they're making it into like a typical politician making everything about politics. But again, just praying for all the men and women in the armed forces of the United States. Hopefully, we can end this and no more casualties. No more casualties. Calibo should add more footbridge for school purposes. Yeah, I mean, you can add more. I agree. It'd be good. I mean, it's a big project when you do the footbridge. But you know what's going to happen, Chickle fan. You build those footbridges, nobody uses it. Because you got to climb up the thing and then cross it, and go down the other side. People will still cross the street here. You can fill up Calibo with the like the footbridge. I see it in Iloilo City, right across SM City, Iloilo. There's a big footbridge there that I always use when we're staying at the INJAP. But you always see people crossing the road, like dodging traffic. It's just unless they start busting people, giving jaywalking tickets, They do have one, right, in Calibo now. There's out of the whole town of Calibo, there's one footbridge that goes up by Calibo Pilot Elementary School. And every time I pass it, I don't see people using it. I don't see people using that footbridge, Shekelpan. People are still crossing the street. They have one footbridge and it gets used a lot. All right. I don't know. Like I said, every time I pass Calibo Pilot, tricycles, people, I see them crossing the street. Because the footbridge that they built, man, it is high. It's a lot of steps going up that footbridge. It looks like it feels like it's 3 stories high. And if you're dragging a little kid, it's a pretty high footbridge. They are very expensive to make those. Yeah, it can't be cheap. It can't be cheap to make the footbridge. Bye for now. Happy to chat. Gino, chat you later. All right. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert. Only students use it. Only students use it. I'll keep my eye next time because I pass it every time I go to SM Cherry or when I go to City Mall Calibo from Numancia, I pass that footbridge, and every time I pass it, I don't see anybody in the footbridge. All right, so no news to report today. I've been looking. I've been trying to hunt you guys some news here in the Philippines, but it seems to be all about the Middle East and gas prices. How it will affect. I'll walk and drive by it a lot. All right, William. All right, I'll check it out. I'll check it out the next time I'm there. But like I said, I just haven't noticed people using it, and I still notice people crossing the street because I have to stop for them when I'm driving. You're welcome, brother. Take care. Have a good weekend. All right. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. All right, I'm going to hit my topic. I do have a topic today. And actually, this topic, I don't have any notes. I'm going to just wing it. My friend, a good friend of mine, I'm not going to say the names. I'm going to I think I'm going to use the name John and Nelfa. Just because John and Nelfa is my favorite restaurant in New Washington, Aklan, seafood restaurant. So I'll use the names John as for the guy and Nelfa for the female. And he's been trying to convince me, it's so unfortunate what happened to him. And he's willing to share his story. But I figure I'll test it out here because he keeps telling me, dude, make a video of me, but I just feel so bad of what happened to him that I didn't want to use what happened to him. But I think I'm going to talk about here on the live stream. I'm going to title it, Meeting the Wrong Filipina is Pure Misery. For me, I always tell people when they come here, my number one advice to people, especially the single guys when they come here, take your time meeting your Filipina. Your biggest decision here in the Philippines is meeting the right Filipina. Your life, if you meet the right Filipina, like JP, like Edgar, like so many other friends of mine that came here that met their Filipina here, you're set for life. The Filipina will treat you so good. Yeah, you're gonna feel like you're so blessed. But man, when you meet the wrong Filipina here, it is absolute misery, and I've mentioned that before. And I just want to share his story a little bit. Again, I won't use the real names because I've been trying to think how I could make a video. He's even said to me, dude, we'll make the video together. I just want to share my story. But I don't know. It's just I just felt so bad for him. I'll tell you his story. He first came to me and him have been friends, communicating online. He came here, I would say, about 2.5 years ago. Even before he came to the Philippines, he's American, retired American on Social Security. And he had told me, I want to check out the Philippines. And even during that time before he came to the Philippines, I told him, oh yeah, shoot, come to Calibo, man. Come to Calibo. I'll help you. Come to Calibo. I'll guide you through the process. We've become good friends. And I told him, just like I advise people, just come here, select the place where you want to go. To me, that is so important. Select where you want to be. Like me, I wanted to be in Boracay. That's where I went. Don't go to the Philippines because of a Filipina that you meet online. To me, that was the first, in my opinion, mistake that he made. Because even before he came here, he started going online and start trying to meet a Filipina. And the reason why I think that's a mistake if you're single, again, just my opinion, I always tell people, go to the place where you want to be. That way, you like the area, you're gonna be happy even without a Filipina yet. You're gonna be happy at the place, you're gonna meet friends, and meeting a Filipina will just come naturally. Instead of going online when you're still in the US trying to meet a Filipina. Because there's been people, don't get me wrong, there's been people that have been lucky and met their Filipina online that way. But chances are not good, right? I think we all know that, the few that were successful in meeting their Filipina online compared to the ones that failed. The Filipina that they met, they find out that the Filipina had a husband, a boyfriend, another, whatever. Like the Filipinas talking to many men, getting money from many men, scam or whatever. There's just a high percentage of that. Before, if you're lucky enough to meet a Filipina online while you're in the U.S., it's just a small number. A higher chance that you'll end up getting scammed. Unfortunately. I walk and drive by. Okay, brother, you're welcome. Have a good weekend. All right. So about 2.5 years ago, my friend, this John, decided to come here to the Philippines. And I thought before he even come here, like I said, come to Calibo. I'll guide you to come here. At least you'll have somebody, a friend already. But he met a Filipina online that even when he met the Filipina online, that even before he got here, there's already, you have to look at like red flags already is what I call it. Even before he came here, he was communicating with this Filipina before he even got here. And then when he was communicating, the Filipina would ghost him for like a month or two. The Filipina would disappear. And to me, that's already a big red flag, right? If you're communicating with a Filipina, all of a sudden she goes to, what is up? What is up? You just don't do that. But unfortunately, what happens that with a lot, not a lot, but with some men, what happened, I think, when they're in the U.S., they give the Filipina a chance, or they believe whatever the Filipinas excuse and all that. So he ended up coming here and then going to where the Filipina lived here in the Philippines. To me, that would, I know many people do that, and I hope more people are successful when they do that. But when he went there, he was, me and him continued to communicate, and even with our conversation, I could tell he wasn't completely happy. It wasn't what he expected. But a lot of times, maybe some people, when they get in that situation, they're like, I want to give it a chance. She's a good person. So he kept like not seeing all the red flags, unfortunately. My story is amazing, but met a dream girl from the Philippines. 2 years later, she was my wife. Going on 6 years now. Amazing woman. The first friend I had here, a nightmare. And that's the thing, right? Belus, it's like, for all the good stories, and I would say, in my experience, that, he is one, kind of one off. It's like most of the people that I've helped here, and a lot of it because, they listen. They go to the place where they want, and don't go to the place where, the Filipina influences them to come, right? Because for one, he ended up going to a place here in the Philippines that was a remote province. That is hard to do as it is, I think many expats don't realize that the Philippines, you got BGC, right? The top of the line American lifestyle, BGC, city life. You got the province. That I consider province like Aklan province. Like we have Calibo, where we actually have a mall. And then there's some places here in the Philippines that I consider remote province. The jungle, like I would consider like Leyte, where Belus is. I would consider that the jungle. I would consider that, man, that is remote. You have to drive a long ways to the mall or to a big grocery store in some areas here. And if you go to a lot of those places that are remote jungle, not everybody's built for that. Like, I know I'm not built for that. You know, if I go to Belize, where Belize lives in the jungle, I'm a city boy. I grew up in the city. There's no way there was gonna come a time where, dang, what am I supposed to do here? You know, I like being close enough to a mall, to a grocery. I'm close enough to Roa City. I'm close enough to Iloilo City that I like to visit it. But if I don't have that, I think, you know, or Boracay, at least I have Boracay to go, you know, it would be a hard, I'm not used to that. I'm not, you know, there's people like Belus, he's a Wyoming cowboy. He's a cowboy. He rides horses. He knows that kind of lifestyle. I do not know that kind of lifestyle. And for my friend, unfortunately, he's the same way as me. He's a city boy, and he ended up in the remote province here in the Philippines. Congrats, Belus. That's awesome. Minus the first encounter. Good morning, everyone. Derek, I met Filipina wife from Southern Leyte. Been married 40 years. Have 6. Awesome. And I'm happy to hear that, Derek. And so many people have that kind of story, right? But like for me, I want to elevate those kind of stories. And that's why I was kind of apprehensive whether to make a video about my friend, because what happened to him is so unfortunate. Because so he gets here, he goes to the province, right? He goes to the province, remote province in the Philippines. And even during that time, he would message me. He was like, man, I'm not, you know, I can just sense from my conversation, because I'm still trying to help him, because like navigate his situation. He just was like, I don't know if I'm gonna last here, you know, because he went to Mindanao of all places. He went to Mindanao. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. So if you can imagine being in a remote area in Mindanao, somebody that grew up in a city, big city in the United States, that is quite a leap. That's like going from, you know, from New York City to like rural Mississippi, you know, kind of thing. So it's a big jump. So he went there. The girlfriend had a daughter, like a 4-year-old daughter, and that's common, right? That's not something that's unusual here in the Philippines. The good thing is that the girlfriend didn't have a husband, wasn't married, because he did ask for the CENOMAR, the certificate of no marriage. So in the beginning, so that's always my advice to people. If you're dating somebody with a kid here in the Philippines, make sure you ask for the CENOMAR, because Filipinos will lie about that, unfortunately. Like they'll say they've never been married, but if there's a kid involved, just to be safe, that ask for the CENOMAR, certificate of no marriage. That way you're guaranteed 100% that the Filipina was not married before, because that could become an issue here if you hook up with somebody that's been married here before. There's laws here against that. You can actually get in deep water. You get in big trouble here if you're dating a Filipina here that is married. Blackout. Oh, okay, James. Blackout in Balete. Good to see you. Good to see you, James. Awesome live stream yesterday on the waterfalls. Good morning, James and Karen. Time to go on the adventure. Yeah, time to go on the adventure. Good morning. Yeah, right? No electricity. Time for an adventure. Probably going to play table tennis today. All right. I think Karen mentioned that on the live stream, that you're going to go to a resort where they have like table tennis. Have fun, James. You know, Leanna and Dazzle, they're still asleep, man. They're like, I don't know what time they're going to wake up, because they stayed up past midnight last night. Obi, signing off for now. Gonna make, all right, Olsen. Thank you for stopping by. A safe weekend in your electric, you're stored again. William, James and Karen, you need the practice. You need the table tennis. That's funny. All right. So he was there. I was communicating with John, my friend, and things weren't. You could tell. You know how it's like even when we were communicating, things weren't going well. But he was trying to push through. Living in a remote area in Mindanao, he was trying. He was trying to make the relationship work, right? And then, I don't know, maybe because I don't know if the girl was sensing that he wasn't having, the relationship that he wished. The girl told my friend that she was pregnant. So of course that changed his mentality when the girl told him that she was pregnant because he's a stand-up guy. He wants to do the right thing. So once the girl becomes pregnant, he's thinking, I have to marry her. Most stand-up guys, I know, that's kind of old school. I know now people when they get somebody pregnant, marriage is now automatic, right? But old school thinking, he's a senior guy like me. I would be thinking the same way in this situation. So he was thinking, well, I'm gonna marry her because she's pregnant. She's pregnant, right? I don't like where this is going. James, you haven't made a pickleball video yet? Yeah, there's pickleball in Calibo. Dazzle and I have gone to the pickleball court in Calibo. Really nice. I've made a video, the pickleball court in Calibo. So he did. Even when he was like, he told me, well, he messaged me, hey, I'm marrying her, and to me, I was like, well, it's like, that's his decision, right? But I knew there was something going on because even during that time, and then he pushed through to the marriage. He got married in Mindanao. Even had the outfits in Mindanao. It's like the real colorful outfits. And then he of course is collecting Social Security. So in his mind, well, let's process the paperwork at the Social Security in Manila, because when you have a kid here and you're an American citizen, that kid's an American citizen also. And then once you process the paperwork, the Social Security pays you for your kid, because if you're collecting Social Security and you have a kid, that kid is entitled to your Social Security. So not only will you get your Social Security, but the kid will get 50 to 60% of your Social Security until the kid is age 18. So he did. He set up an appointment. In Manila at the embassy. Took his girl, pregnant girl at the time, him going to the embassy, got all the information. And one of the requirements at the U.S. Embassy is you have to have a DNA test once the kid is born. To me, it makes sense, right? Because you have to prove that the kid is yours. And so went back to, he got all the paperwork needed. So all he had to do was come back there once the baby's born to do the DNA test. So they did, went back to the Mindanao, went back to the province. She had the baby. And then they went to, after the baby was like, traveled to Manila and had the DNA test. And when the DNA test came out, it wasn't his. The baby wasn't his. So, it was just devastating. And even I remember, he called me. I had a video call with him. I could tell he was just broken. If you can imagine how broken can you be, when you hear news like that, it's like, he goes, Gino, I don't know what to do. It's like, I married her. She was going to be, he was, in his head, he's planning family and all that with her girl. And then it was just, you could tell he was a broken man. I was on the video. I could see tears in his eyes. He couldn't sleep. He was just devastated. That is so sad. Right. I know, right? And and he even asked me at the time, he goes, how could I stay with her? How could I stay with her? And to me, that wasn't, I told him at the time, well, that is your decision, brother. It's like only you can make that decision, whether to stay with the woman that does that to you. What kind of life are you going to build? He thought about it. He tried to make it work. But he just he couldn't get over the deception. He couldn't get over the deception. So yeah, he ended up going back to the United States. Hi. Hey, Colonel, how are you and your girlfriend doing? Oh, Colonel's here? Right there. I almost missed you, Colonel. My bad. Good morning, sports fans. Good morning, sports fans. Bro, you kind of look handsome version of Noy Noy Aquino. Hey, all right, man. I've heard it all. I mean, when you're on YouTube, you hear everything, man. It's like I take everything with a grain of salt. I'm not offended easy. I've been called names on. When you're on YouTube, it's part of the gig in YouTube. But thank you. If you mean it as a compliment, thank you. So he decided to go back to the United States. He said he just couldn't handle being with her. And then even in the United States, of course, I still communicate with him. He sends me videos. It's been months now, and I could tell he's still hurting. And unfortunately, the girl, they're still communicating with each other. And he's even thinking of coming back to the Philippines. And I don't know. Again, it's up to him, right? It's up to him. But my advice to him is just stay in the U.S. It's like the Philippines. When that happens to you, it's just so devastating. And I don't think it's one of those where, man, at a later age too, you're a senior. You're already a senior. It's just hard to recover from that. And I even told him, I think it will just be more pain for him if he tries to come back here to the Philippines. The memories of all the stuff that happened. And also, I don't know how you get over that. I don't know how you get over it. And I could tell he isn't. He's struggling even to this day. But I just wanted to share that story. I was actually, I was going to make a video of it, but I'm still like, I'm not sure because like I said, it does happen. It's like I know, I see people here that things like that happen to them. I've heard people that get scammed on their money. There's people that go homeless here in the Philippines. So it's not always like that, finding that dream life that most of us, like even Derek met a lady in Leyte, 40 years married already. It's like there are stories that are just so horrific, that, like I said, man, meeting the right Filipina is going to be a blessing, the best thing that can happen to you. But when you meet the wrong Filipina, it is pure misery. Even my friend now, he hasn't recovered, and it's been months already. It's been at least 6 months, and he might not never get over it because, like, how do you get over stuff like that? But I always tell him, give it time. Time heals all wounds. It's like I learned that for myself. It's like just give, anything bad that happens to us, it happened for a reason. It happened for a reason. Bill Meyer, hey, prayers, blessings, Bill Meyer. Just don't go to Mindanao, enough islands. Yeah, I've never been to Mindanao, and I don't plan on visiting Mindanao. There's plenty of places, like I said. God bless. Have a great day. All right, Belouz, thank you for joining the live stream, Belouz. Prayers for the little boy, and good luck, my friends. Try to meet women and activities you both share, from swimming to nature. God bless. Yeah, and that's why my advice to people all the time is, leave that online stuff alone. It's like very few get lucky. More people end up getting in the wrong relationship online. You'll hear it. I mean, it happens. It happens that people meet their love of their life online, but more and more now, because the way social media now, the way the internet now, more and more, it's like more and more people are getting in trouble or getting scammed online. So it's best to just come to the Philippines, find a place in the Philippines where you like to be. If you're a city person, go to Iloilo City. If you're a beach person, go to Boracay Island. At least when you go to those areas, that's where you want to be. You're going to be happy just because even without a partner yet. The partner will come. Don't be in such a hurry, especially with when it comes to relationships. Relationships, man, it can, like I said, it can make or break your retirement here in the Philippines. It's like the biggest decision you'll ever make is meeting the right or wrong Filipina. Yeah, right there, William. Relationships can make you and break you. Amen, my brother. That, most of us that are happy here in the Philippines because we found the correct Filipina, the right Filipina. That's why we're happy. Our Filipina treats us better than she treats her family. That's usually a good sign. When your Filipina is treating you ahead of her family, if she's protecting you from her family, like don't ask my husband for money, or covering the husband, you know you have a good Filipina. But when your Filipina is not protecting you from her family, that's usually a red flag. Usually a red flag. You look like SpongeBob. All right, hey, at least he's smiling, right? SpongeBob is smiling. And I met my Filipina online. Hey, like I said, William, I'm not saying, I know even James and Karen, like I know James mentioned to me that he met his Karen online, but it's just, maybe before, maybe it works out, but to me now, online is more dangerous, right? I think you have to agree with me that the online, email, Facebook, everything online now is more dangerous. They're just more scammers online now than maybe 5 years ago, right? It's just the way it is now. You go to a Facebook account now, it could be a picture of the person. Hey, I remember somebody cloned me on Facebook. It's like somebody was like using my picture, different names, sending friend requests on Facebook. And I'm like, who is this guy? It's like, that is more common now. There's just more things like that online. And especially with dating sites, you don't know how well they are screening the people that enroll in dating sites now. They're just trying to make money. Dating sites, like anything else, they're just trying to make money. And there's Filipinas here, unfortunately, in the Philippines, they're going on the dating sites. Some of them have boyfriends, some of them are married, and they're trying to find foreigners that they can scam online. I mean, it happens, unfortunately. There's just more scamming going on online now. Good advice, Belus. Good advice, Belus. Mike, I'm going to take your advice and not join any dating sites. Yeah, I think that's you don't need to be on the dating sites. Just come here to the Philippines. Like I said, pick a place where you like to be at. If you want Palawan, if you want Panglao, Bohol, find a place. If you're a beach person, if you're not a beach person, find a city. Dumaguete City, Angeles City, Iloilo City. Find a place where you want to be at. And then the Filipino will come. It's like, don't worry too much that when you get here, you're not going to meet anybody. I've not met anybody in the Philippines that came here and not met a Filipina. Unless you're a hermit, unless you stay in, you're like a real introvert, you're going to meet Filipinas here in the Philippines. People will introduce you to Filipinas here. When you come here, there's expats here that will have other Filipina friends, their girlfriend, their spouse. You're going to get introduced to Filipinas here. Don't be such in a hurry that even before you get here, you're trying to hook up with like Filipinas here already. Because for me, my friend, I think one of his biggest mistake was that he went online. I told him, come here to Calibo, I'll guide you here. Heck, I know some single Filipinas here I could have introduced him to that I know are decent people. Don't go the route of online because you just don't know what you're gonna get online. It's like, hey, I've even heard stories that online you're talking to like a female, next thing you know, it's a dude. Stuff like that happens online. That's not going to happen live, right? If you're here, you're seeing the person, looking in their eyes, you just can notice a lot of things, that you might not notice when you're dealing with a person online. Captain Ron, we're great. The Colonel's Chronicles. If you meet her online, you also need boots on the ground also. Yes, right? And then, now I think it's happening less now because people know about catfishing, right? There's even people that meet people online that they don't do a video chat. They never see the Filipinos make an excuse like, oh, my phone is broke, the video don't work, something, and they're catfishing you. Catfishing is like hiding their identity from you. And, those are already big red flags, right? Big red flags. William, there were a lot of scammers there, but luckily I found one that was I'm so happy for you, William. I'm so happy for you because like it is. It's like you found a what is that? A needle in a haystack. It's the way I would. You found one out of like many that are like just unfortunate. That's why to me it's a lot easier to spot a scammer when you meet that person in person. When you see them, because you can look in their eyes, you can see, you can notice things when you're like with someone. That online you can hide so many things online. Heck, like I said, people that date online here, they're some of them are hiding a boyfriend that's living with them. They're like living with a boyfriend in the same house and like chatting with foreigners online. And I know that happens. I know that happens here. Said hi, Captain Ron. Mike, you can meet a Filipina at the grocery store, cooking class. Yeah, you can. There are so many opportunities to meet a Filipina here. And I think, like once you get to an area, right? Once you get to like Calibo, one of the things that you can do is just search in the area. Go like maybe if you do go to a dating site, at least you can like say, all right, I'm here in Calibo. A 50-kilometer distance of women around me because I want to date somebody where I can meet the person, live. No, not somebody in Mindanao, not somebody in Manila, just the people here on Panay Island. So when you set up a date, you can meet in a cafe, neutral site, and get to know the person. A lot of times, man, I think people get roped into a relationship because. I don't know, maybe they haven't dated in a while. Maybe in the US, they not a lot of opportunities to meet women in the US. So when they get here, man, that Filipinas start that sweet talk and things move fast here in the Philippines. It's like, don't be surprised when you're, some of the red flags that you gotta watch. You're dating a Filipina here, and after 1 week, they're telling you, I love you. And kind of things. I mean, that happens here. Things go fast here in the Philippines. So, for me, love always takes a long time. Real love takes a long time. That doesn't happen in a week. That would be a red flag for me if I was dating where a Filipina after 1 week is telling you how much they love you. Love doesn't happen that quick. Just my opinion. That would be a big red flag. I found Karen on a dating site. We both hated the vaccine and chatted about conspiracy theories. It worked great for us. LOL. Yeah, like I said, I hear stories, James. You're not alone. Like William, James, I hear from subscribers that tell me that they met their Filipina online. But I think the percentage, I wish we can like have a number, right? I wish somebody did research, especially now. The way the internet is now, the way Facebook is now. Back when I was doing Facebook even before I got to the Philippines. I think I started Facebook, 2009. You can trust profiles on Facebook, right? You can trust Facebook. You can't trust Facebook now. People create like multiple characters on Facebook now, different names. People don't use their real name on Facebook now. And you can imagine, like on the dating sites, they can use a picture of their cousin, sister, whatever. There's so many things that can be deceptive now online. Just my opinion. It's like you're better off just like I said, come to the Philippines, start meeting people here. Have a Filipina be introduced to you by an expat friend or a family friend, because they're at least gonna screen. Like me, I'm not gonna recommend a Filipina to anyone that I know that she's straight up, that she's a good friend of ours, that I know she's a good character person, because I don't want anybody to have their heart broken or anything like that. And the same for most people, right? If you know somebody that's a good woman, a good Filipina, and an expat looking for one, people play matchmaker. Well, I think they're going to be a good match. They're both single, they're both Christians, they're both, a lot in common, so why not? But when you're online, you don't have that personal help from other people. I'm an introverted hermit for sure. Yeah, and I think that's what happens. It's like a lot of people that are introverted, that are outgoing, that's why they go to the dating sites, is because they're not confident enough to like meet a person, set up a date at the mall or a cafe, to like face to face. That's why I think that's why a lot of people end up on the dating sites, because you can talk more on the dating sites. You can be more confident, because a lot of times you're just typing, right, on the dating sites, emailing each other or messaging each other. Easier if but I think your best chance of meeting a Filipina, just come here, have a Filipina be introduced to you by friends. Go to church. Church is, I always advise people, church is a good place to meet women here. At least you already have the same beliefs. You already have the same religion, or even if you don't have the same religion, at least you believe in God. That helps. That helps. But Ron, things may always be what you think. I keep things private until I'm ready to. Yeah, keep everything private, Colonel. Yeah, as far as your girlfriend, that's your girlfriend, Colonel. No one else needs to know, man. That's your private life. You could do YouTube and still have a private life. You don't have to share everything on YouTube. Happy for you, Colonel. The main thing is you're happy. Because the minute you share your girlfriend on YouTube, things might, something bad can happen, right? So, people are really critical on YouTube. Why go through that? When there's not a need. You can have a private life, Colonel, and still do YouTube. Good AM, Renz. Some of the best way to meet Pinay is at church. Thank you, Biswax. Thank you there, brother. Thank you for seconding the motion there for me. It's a process. Keep your options open. Yes. If the person tries offering investment, if the person starts, hey, I have a business proposition, might be a red flag. With high returns. It does happen, Gino. It does happen. There are a lot of women comparative to men in the Philippines. I think, Renz, it seemed like there's just more available women, here in the Philippines, from what I'm seeing, like, that are like our wife material, that are like, that's some, that I see compared to like in the United States, It's harder and harder to find like an American woman to be like that wife material, because it's so materialistic in the United States. Women in the United States, not all, of course, I don't want to bash all the women, but a lot of times in the US, your bank account is important, your house, what kind of car you drive, what kind of job you are. that those are here in the Philippines, man. It's not, it's when you're a foreigner here in the Philippines, when you come here, you're from an outside country, you're already above, in a lot of Filipinas eyes, you're already above like the locals here. There are locals that do really well here in the Philippines, but a lot of times, the afam, the word afam, the minute when they find out, ooh, you got a boyfriend, afam, it's like people are excited for that Filipina. When they find out a Filipina is dating an afam, they're going like, wow, you met an afam, because a lot of times when they meet a foreigner, the Filipina's life improves here in the Philippines. The Filipina's family improves. Their lives improve here when they meet an afam. It's not the same dynamic when the Filipina meets a local. I mean, not all now. There's plenty of Filipinos here that do really well. Business people that make a lot of money here. But a lot of times the numbers, when you're if the Filipinos, the local Filipinos, a lot of times it's hard for them to raise a family here, make enough money to raise a family here, especially here in the province. Here in the province, a lot of my classmates, I graduated 10 years ago now, we graduated together. A lot of them had to go to the cities and work to make any kind of money. The ones that stayed here in the province, they're if they make $250 a month, they're lucky if they stay here in the province and work here in the province. And what kind of family can you build for $250 a month? Skating Geezer, I use one of the online dating sites that I even had to pay for, and in hindsight, it was unnecessary. The chatting did amplify my motivation to visit the Philippines ASAP. Okay, that's good though. At least you benefited from it because it made you want to come to the Philippines and check it out. Because so at least you took something positive out of it. Most church services are in English. Even in Kalibo, when you go to Kalibo, they on Sunday they have church service throughout Sunday, starting early in the morning till the afternoon. I would say they have about eight services, and out of the eight, 6 of them will be in English, and then 2 will be in the local dialect. Most churches here will speak in English. You can check the different churches. You can just check, but most of the time they will speak in English. Some are most or not neither. Yeah, you just have to check like the area where you go. Just check with the church, and usually like in Kalibo, right outside there's a sign. I even took a picture of it the other day. I got it somewhere here, and it says there like I think there was two Hiligaynon and then 6 in English. Good one, Gino. Thank you. All right, Captain Ron. Thank you for joining the live stream. 2 of the 5 Sunday services in the church I attend in Ormoc are in English. Yeah, see, they always cater to English speaking, because there's a lot of foreigners here, a lot of English speaking people here in the Philippines, and most churches know that. Hello, hello, my good friend in Angeles City in Pampanga. Hello, thank you for joining the live stream. One of my friends went to church and the service was in Aklanan, and pastor talked to him after the service, and the next time the service, hey, that's pretty good. He had influence. Yeah, that's pretty good, man. Because most Filipinos, anywhere you go in the Philippines, if the service is in English, they'll understand it. At the minimum, they'll understand it, because Filipinos watch so much in English in the regular TV here. Marissa, okay, Derek. When the U.S. had bases at Clark and Subic, the province girls would come to Angela. Oh yeah, for sure, for work. A lot of during that time, I was here. I was stationed at Clark in Angela City. A lot of people, especially in the Visayas region, they would come to Olongapo City in Angela City and work the different jobs, hotels, restaurants, and of course the bars where the service members go. Part of my job when I was at Clark, actually, Derek, I worked at the hospital, and part of my job every month I had to do like there was a class on base where if you're an American soldier and you're marrying a Filipina, you have to attend a class with your Filipina. The Filipina and the soldier had to go to this class, and it was offered by the Family Support Center, and I was part of that class. I would tell them the benefits in the hospital, like how to start their medical record in the hospital, what kind of services are available in the hospital. So once they get married downtown, usually in Angeles, first stop, they should stop at the hospital, get their ID, get their medical record started, get their immunization, all that. So that was my job. So, man, I was busy, man. I remember those briefing. I think it happened every week on Thursdays at the Family Support Center at Clark Air Base. And every time I gave that briefing, man, there's like 100 plus Filipinas there with their future husbands, American soldier husbands. So I know many people because of Clark Air Base and U.S. Naval Base. A lot of Filipinas went to the United States because of those two bases. Yeah, I had to the marriage seminar in Subic. Also, 1984. All right, 1984. I taught the class 88 to 91 till the evacuation. I was doing that program in Angela City. That's why I was familiar. It's like it was fun. It was fun seeing. You can tell the Filipinas are excited. They're happy. It's like it was a good part of my job. I enjoyed that part of my job because they're just so excited, and a lot of them were young. A lot of them early 20s, even younger. Some of them were younger, and you could just see the excitement because it was an opportunity for them to go to America. So they were just so happy. All right, all right, more. Come to the Philippines. Find an island location you vibe with, right? Right, Michael S. To me that just makes so much sense, right? Like for me, I came to the Philippines. I went to Boracay Island. Before I retired here in 2011, Boracay Island was my favorite place in the Philippines. So I knew once I go to Boracay Island, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun in Boracay. I'm gonna enjoy running on the beach, swimming, snorkeling, all the activities I enjoy, mountain biking. I could do that in Boracay and mainland Aklan. So I wasn't in a hurry to meet a partner because, like, to me, man, it was freedom for me. I finally didn't have the shackles of working. Finally, for the first time in my life, I was 45 years old, no longer have to work. And for me, that was big. That was big for me. I knew once I have a partner and eventually get married, that's a responsibility that, I did not take lightly. I was not in a hurry to do that. Like I said, my first 18 months here in the Philippines, man, I was just like decompressing, enjoying my life. Meeting someone wasn't a priority for me because it was the first freedom I felt in my entire life. It's like I can hang out with the boys till like late at night. I can mountain bike. We can go drinking at night, wake up at 7 in the morning, ride our mountain bikes 3-4 hours, go to the river. No responsibility at all, So I was just enjoying life, and I think that is the best way because you're enjoying, you're having a good time. You're a much pleasant person, when you're like that. When you're just having fun here in the Philippines, you're a much pleasant person. Instead of like, you come here, you're still like you still have that mentality that you have in the US where everything's fast paced. You have to decompress when you come here to the Philippines. It's quite a difference from coming from the US once you get here to the Philippines. The lifestyle, a lot of times that's why a lot of people, when they come here to the Philippines, they can't turn off America. They can't turn off the politics in America. They're still thinking about the, whatever's going on in America. But for me, it's like, once you're retired, why are you so concerned about who's right or who's wrong in America, right? To me, just my opinion, when you're retired in the Philippines, man, your priority is finding your peace. Finding whatever will make you happy and whatever that will make you have a peaceful life here. And believe me, politics, it will never give you peace. From what I've seen, I've never seen a person that's into politics that has a peaceful life. They get angry a lot of times. They get upset. It's like, why get your blood pressure elevated over politics, man? Leave that alone. Leave that stuff alone in the US, man. You got a new life here in the Philippines. Take advantage of that new life. Don't blow it. Don't blow it just because you're so concerned about politicians that don't really care about anybody, man. They're out for themselves anyway. Embrace, learn about the culture, meet the locals. Meeting a Filipina will present itself, right? It will happen naturally too. You're gonna have many opportunities here. Filipinas will be introduced to you. They find out that you come here to the Philippines and you're an AFAM, you're single, no attachment. Believe me, they will introduce Filipinas to you. The Filipinas will come. You just have to know to take your time and pick the right one. Don't be in a hurry to pick the Filipina because chances are you might meet someone, that next thing you know, you meet a better one, So don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry with the Filipina, and take your time. My 2 cents, LOL. Right. There's not a rush. I mean, to me, what's the rush, with having a Filipina? Take your time. You're gonna meet the best Filipina when it's the right time, when it's the right time for you. Yeah. And it's very well possible I might find another location to buy soon, right? Because you might, like me, you go to Boracay, right? After 1 year, after 18 months, you go, damn, that was fun, but, I need something else, So at least you have the option, your options become more limited once you with a Filipina. Once you're in a relationship, you're kind of, you're sold in the relationship, right? You're going to, of course, respect your Filipina and respect her wishes. So make sure it's the right Filipina. That's all I'm saying. The person at the seminar, why you come 5,000 miles to get married. The person at the seminar, why you come 5,000? Yes, right? I remember even in that seminar, Derek, we had people that were TDY, temporary duty from Japan and from Korea, because at the time we have what's called Cope Thunder. Cope Thunder was the big exercise in the Philippines, and these guys would go temporary duty at Clark for like 3 months to 4 months, and during that time they meet a Filipina and they want to get married, so they're attending the seminar. It was just like a different time, good memories for me. That was a fun time. My youngest daughter was born at Clark. Hey, I was there, Lucita. I was there. You might have saw me in the hospital. I worked at the 13th Air Force Medical Center, 1988 to 1991. I was there. I was at the hospital, man. I know exactly where your daughter was. The OB ward unit, the nursery. I know exactly where the nursery is at the hospital. That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Mike, I saw a few videos you made on Boracay. I might go there next year when I visit my dad and stepmom. It's beautiful, man. don't, there's gonna be bashers no matter what, right? It could be paradise and people will, it's a tourist trap and all that. There's vendors that's gonna bother you every single, and there are, I'm not gonna lie, there's like things that can get annoying in Boracay where when you're walking on White Beach, people trying to sell you goods nonstop. But you can, once you see it, once you say no thank you, no thank you, just focus on the good. That's and that's basically for the entire Philippines, right? If you focus on like the negative stuff that happens in the Philippines, the different charges you get a taxi, tricycle, the different costs on fruits, vegetables, and you think all this is a scam, if you think that all this is skin tax, then you're not going to be happy here in the Philippines. But if you focus on the good, if you focus how friendly the people are, how there's so many honest and good people here, there's so many people here that you will meet and they will welcome you into their home. They will invite you to eat with their family. Michael S., he knows this. He gets invited to Christmas parties at cafes where he goes because they absorb you. You become part of their family. Those are the people that enjoy the Philippines. The one that notices every single, oh man, there's trash everywhere. There's dog poop everywhere. There's stray dogs everywhere. If you start noticing all the negative, then yes, you're going to be miserable here in the Philippines. You're not going to enjoy the Philippines. But if you're the type that look for the positive in life, man, it's an amazing life here in the Philippines. You're going to find good people here. I have so many good people here in Panay Island. All my friends, my good friends, James and Karen, the Colonel, Ruben, Edgar, JP, when we get together and we go fishing together, it's just such a blessing, just seeing them, seeing their smiles. I'm always happy when I hang out with them. And to me, that is what life is all about. When you're having fun with your family, when you're having fun with your good friends, when you're excited, like this morning, Ruben goes, dude, I'm going to check out that 7-Eleven at your place. All right, we met for coffee. Means a lot to me that I have friends like that willing to come over here to like just sit down, have coffee with me and just chit chat. To me, that is priceless, that I have good friends like that. Yeah, Mike, you will love Boracay. Boracay is my happy place on earth, man. When I'm in Boracay Island, I'm always happy. It's like there's nothing you can say about Boracay Island that will convince me that it's a terrible place. If you think Boracay Island is a terrible place, then there's not many places on earth that you will enjoy. 100% Gino, I left it all back home. I have a different life here and I've embraced it. No drama with me, pure blessed. Thank you, Castaway. I'm glad you did that, and I'm glad you mentioned that because to me, those are the people that have a hard time adjusting here in the Philippines. It's the people that come here and they carry their baggage from the U.S. Man, they bring that baggage here. They go to expat hangouts here. Nigi in Boracay is an expat hangout. They go there and they spew negativity about the U.S. Why? Think about it. Why would a retiree here in the Philippines care about what's going on in America? If there's something, whatever is happening in America, it's not having an effect. The retirees here in the Philippines, all we're trying to do is we did our time in America. We worked in America. I was a soldier for 20 years in the United States Air Force. I did my time. Now is the reward. The reward is being able to retire here in the Philippines in peace. Collect my military pension. In 2 years, collect my Social Security. Why would I ruin that with all the stuff that's going on in America? They're sending me a check here. I have money every month to live the rest of my life here in peace. I'm not gonna ruin that at all. Just because I want to get into like who's right and who's wrong. Nobody really knows who's right and who's wrong. It doesn't mean like one person is smarter than the other person. And really, once you retire here in the Philippines, why would you even care, man? Your life here in the Philippines, once you come here, once you're retired here, is enjoying each day, watching the beautiful sunrises, sunset, enjoying walks with my wife Dazzle, with our dogs in the afternoon. That is what the meaning of life is for me. Just like having that joy, waking up each day and have a smile in my face, man. That is priceless to me. I'm not gonna ruin that. That's why I'm able to do YouTube. Like, look at me. I'm doing YouTube. YouTube is like, I'm able to help people, but I don't let YouTube affect me. I'm like not so worried about YouTube, so worried about the views, worried about making a video. I don't do that. It's like I just do a video when I can, make a short video, whatever, do a live stream when I can, but I don't let it affect my peace and my happiness here. Because that's, to me, I have to protect that. That's why you don't see Dazzle on the live streams. You might see them, Dazzle, Leanne, and Mom on some of the videos, but I don't pressure them. I don't pressure them at all to be with me. I can do this. My goal in YouTube anyway is just to assist people. It's like, if you come to Calibo, you come to Panay Island, if you need my assistance, more than happy to help. But I'm not gonna expose them to some of the negativity. I don't want that for them. And me, I can handle it. I was 20 years in the United States military, man. There's nothing people can say or do to me that would hurt my feelings. It's not. I'm not soft that way. You might see me smiling. People tell me I'm a good person, I'm a kind person, but I'm pretty tough, man. I got tough skin, man. 20 years in the military, man. When you serve 20 years in the military, you can take a lot. Michael M., good one, brother. When I retire, my only goal is to find my peace. All extra are noise. Thank you, brother. Trust me, if you live that way, where your goal in retirement is just to find your inner peace, your spirituality, or whatever just calms your mind, you will be blessed, man. You will find happiness, man. Anywhere you are. You don't have to be in the Philippines. You can be in the US, you can be anywhere. But once you find that inner peace, once you find that you don't let things bother you, man, it's the best way to live your life. I probably won't be able to catch Cashaway Trip evening live stream. I will catch the replay. All right, Derek. I'm gonna be close to ending the live stream. I'm at the 2-hour mark. So, Lucita, small world. I know, Lucita. Imagine that, man. I think I worked in outpatient records at the hospital for 2 years. And my last year, I was actually working at admissions and disposition. So if you got admitted in the hospital, we're open 24/7 at Clark. So maybe I could have been the person that admitted you to the hospital, man. That's just amazing, man. Because I admitted hundreds of people to the hospital during that 1 year. A negative mind will never give you a positive life. Amen. Amen, my brother Biswack. So right? If you think negative, it's not going to give you a positive life because you're carrying that negativity with you. Much more good in the world than bad. I agree. 100%, Castaway Drift, Michael. It's like it's more good. It's just like the bad usually get amplified, right? The bad is like even on YouTube, Facebook, the bad gets the publicity, but so many more good things in the world for sure. They become consumed by the negative, toxic things. I'm not that person. I sense drama. See, yeah, we're the same, man. Man, I'm so quick to drop people in my life when I see negativity. It's like, I won't unfriend you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not that mean. I won't unfriend you on Facebook, but I'll unfollow. I'll do the unfollow because I don't want to see negativity. The minute I see somebody spewing negativity, I have very few. I'm trying to reduce my Facebook anyway. I think at one time I was close to 1,000 on my private Facebook, but now I'm down to like 350, I think, because I'm trying to reduce it because like I said, the minute I find negativity, I just unfollow. I don't need drama in my life either, man. Hey, Ray, all right, my brother in Sacramento, California. Good morning, brother. I'm very happy that my granddaughter just got. Oh, congratulations. Wow, UC Davis Medical. Congratulations. That is so awesome, Ray. So happy for you, my brother. Explained why I am much more interested in becoming friends with the locals here. Yeah, yeah, of course. Because the locals, man. That's the one thing. Locals like to become friends with the AFAM here. It's a big deal for locals. Like when they have a AFAM friend and they can speak the English. They're proud of that. Filipino locals, they're very proud when they can talk English with the AFAM here. Stress-free, right, Colonel? Yeah. And to me, Colonel, it's so easy to do. So easy to do because if you sense negativity, if you sense stress, not worth it to be part of your life. It's so easy to remove that in your life. It's like focus on the good people, concentrate. I check on people, as many of you know. I message the good people on my life. I'm always checking on them. The people that I don't consider my inner circle, I'm not gonna worry too much about them. Love your channel, my brother. I relate to you, my brother from another thing. Same with you, man. That's why I know we haven't met each other in person, but I know we'll become good friends. Continue happiness that continues throughout the day. All right, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Positivity attracts positivity. Amen. Amen, Captain Ron. I totally agree with that. 100%, 100%. All right, I'm going to end the live stream right here. We're at the 2-hour mark. Thank you, everyone, for joining the live stream today. I appreciate everybody's time. And tomorrow, I'll do a live stream tomorrow because Leanna doesn't have school. Like you notice, most of them are either they woke up, they're back in bed, they're asleep. So I have time tomorrow. So I'll do another live stream tomorrow. Again, thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining the live stream. Take care, everyone. And everyone, stay blessed. Stay blessed. Good day, everyone. Good day.